up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Murder and Coffee, where I literally sit here and tell you random shit just because I can. So, today, I'm going to do something different because I watched a documentary about this crew and it just, holy fuck, it really shook me. Like, I don't know why, but it got my attention, and holy crap, I had heard about it, but I hadn't, sat down and watched it until, this last week. So, I watched a documentary called Holy Hell. This one was fucking insane! I watched it and had to research it some more, because I had heard stories about this group, but I hadn't, heard stories about it. You know, I've heard, oh, well, there's this crew that followed this guy, and never really wanted to research it, at all. But now I'm like, what is this? I watched this documentary, and Brian sat down and watched it with me. It was insane. Super crazy insane. To the point of, where the fuck did all of this come from? And he made comments about how fucking insane this crew is. Well, was. So, I'm drinking out of a mug my mother-in-law got me. Brian has a matching one. It says nice, though. So this group followed a man who wore a fucking speedo and fucking guy liner, dude. His name was Jamie Gomez. He went by, 4 names, though. Michelle, Andreas, the teacher, and Raji. It means God King. So, they pretty much lived in, this little commune area where their roommates were themselves. They worked, they did all this stuff, and it was just crazy. It was known as Buddhafield. It started in California. They largely used New Age ideas. So, Jamie thinks he is God, more or less, and has these followers believing that they are also God. They used the word Shakti, this means power, where Jamie transfers his power to his followers by using his fucking finger and pressing eye and foreheads. So pretty much what you're seeing is, when you get a headache and you rub your eyes or you push really hard on your eyelids, that sort of thing, and you see all the colors and the spots and all this. He was calling it Shakti. And yeah, now I'm good at that point. So, the crazy thing is that the guy preached that, oh, it's Shakti, it's great, and these are educated fucking humans, college graduates, career professionals that are believing this shit. So, they pretty much just, by using that, they are just at his whim at that point. They refuse to believe anything else anyone else told them. It is fucking crazy. I think the fucking craziest thing about this whole crew is they banned, the things that he had banned were sex, drugs, alcohol, and meat. Y'all, he just took away people's lives with that. I mean, I don't do drugs or anything, but I am pretty sure that prescriptions were included in that. And I would probably fucking die, if I'm going to be totally honest with you. I'm on medications for health reasons, and I know a good huge portion of this country is the same way. Alright, so he had banned the members from fornicating with each other, citing the release of energy that comes with an orgasm as an inferior high. What? He only recruited beautiful, he was mainly interested in recruiting, attractive young men. Best part is if they were virgins. But along with the men, he had to recruit young, beautiful women to go out and be like, oh, you need to come join this group. We practice meditation. You know, we all live together. It's this great thing. But the Ray-Ban guyliner wearing fool had no idea that everybody was fucking everybody. They even referred to it as Buddhafield. Like, everyone really was fucking everyone. This guy would charge the members $50 a week for a therapy session where he hypnotized them, and it was a paradigm. All right, so the guy who did the documentary, Will Allen, said the paradigm is just to say yes, yes, yes all the time and not to oppose. That adds up. You're losing your critical thinking. You don't have a fighter in you anymore. You're pretty much what he's saying is you are fucking submissive to this one dude. Like, I'm sorry. I couldn't do that shit. I am a legit fucking, I'll fight you. Like, I will argue until you see my perspective. And I know people that will argue with me until I see their perspective, and then we're still arguing, and boom, we come to a conclusion. We're both fucking wrong. So, now, Will Allen is the man who produced and came up with the film Holy Hell. He had decades upon decades of fucking footage from being in this cult. In this, what's the best word? Heaven to them. Like, it was a peaceful heaven. A safe haven, if you will. This was based on 22 years in this fucking group. They basically paid this man for sex. He was pretty much a paid fucking hooker. Okay? Not a religious man, a fucking prostitute. That's what homeboy is at this point. The group of friends that refer to themselves as family had been through just that. A holy hell. Like, they wanted something spiritual. They wanted something that gave them meaning. Like, back in the late 80s, it was all about, you know, a higher purpose in life. And this man was promising them a higher purpose without giving them the higher purpose. So, it started out as a group of people having fun and enjoying their 20s. Then everything changed in the 90s. When Waco went down, they had just relocated to Austin, Texas. The escape to Texas was due to one woman's stalker who had tried to get Rick Ross involved in deprogramming her because he felt they belonged together. Now, Jamie only had a few follow him into this adventure of finding a new home for the group. When he decided on Austin, Texas, another member put the payment down for the land that was chosen. She did this out of complete devotion and misguided love for a man who cared for only himself and nobody fucking else in this group. Like, at all. So, it progressively began to change more and more after the move to Austin and after Waco had happened. The group began to only live and breathe the home. They didn't take the fun trips they used to. They didn't get to go and do meditation sessions out in the woods. They didn't get to go to the beach. They didn't do any of that anymore. Instead, they were in their land at home, just doing fucking ballet, acting, stuff that was filmed and never shown to anybody except for themselves. Like, kept as a video archive because this man was, like, so stuck in what he had wanted to do that and full of himself. This man was fucking full of himself. Like, plastic surgery, loads and loads of eyeliner, lipstick, cover-up, that sort of thing that was hidden from the group. Unless you were super close to him and you got to be in his space. And at that point, you see all of this and you're still like, it is what it is. You know, he wants to look beautiful for us and we want to look beautiful for him. Like, that was pretty much the image he was trying to give off. And that was about when Jamie began to show his true colors. So, a former member had returned due to missing the lifestyle. He missed the family interactions, the small little gatherings to meditate. He missed the people that were close to him that he considered his family, his friends. That was when all hell officially fucking broke loose. He had accused the eccentric leader of sexual misconduct while this man was in a therapy session that he had paid for his wife. Burst in there and just starts going off about sexual misconduct. Like, fuck you, nope, done. Have a good one. Like, the group thought he was just saying things out of anger. He was misguided. He needed more time with the teacher. He needed another therapy session. He needed this. He needed that. He needed to go meditate. He needed some time alone. His time outside of the group is what caused it, according to them. Or Jamie, at least, and the way he had fucking programmed all these people to believe. Then, a while later, an email began to go around to the members. It was an email exposing the leader for sexual abuse. That began, that right there is what began to make the group talk. They knew that women were having coerced abortions, pretty much forced to stay in the family. This one was fucking new. The men that had been sexually abused began to talk about it. Some had confronted the man and some stayed silent. The group had no idea how to handle this fucking scandal. Like, they were shook about it. They began to leave one after another. And then, when it came time for him to say an apology, he made it into a goddamn show. No accountability, no denial of the allegations. He tried to convince everyone to stay. Like, if you watch the documentary Holy Hell, you'll see part of that video, and oh my god, he looked like a goddamn fool. The group had decided that Will Allen would stay to help relocate him to Hawaii. That's where his sexual abuse began almost 2 decades before this event occurred. The reason for the return to Hawaii and the relocation was to ensure that he wouldn't start another group. A former member lives in Hawaii to keep an eye on the man he was once so close to and looked up to for spiritual and life guidance. So, pretty much, he has to play babysitter to this dude who fucking sexually abused him, who he used to be close to. And now they gotta figure, like, after all this goes down, they have to figure out how to be functioning adults without being told what to think, what to eat, what to drink, what to do, what to wear. Like, when they can come, when they can go. Like, that is depressing to me. That is. Some members were in it for 30 years, while others only for 20, 10, 15, something around there, you know? It's depressing to me that these people spent the prime years of their lives thinking they were bettering themselves spiritually and trying to be happy and healthy, when in all actuality, they were going broke because this man wanted them for their fucking money and to bone the guys. Most of them were straight. So the film, holy hell, the whole documentary, it spoke volumes to a lot of people. This got people talking about how something that started out as friends who were having fun could change like that. Like, it's a whole group of people trying to figure out, like, life guidance, spiritual guidance, you know, stuff like that. A lot of cults show a world that would draw a certain person in. This was for the group's good, not the person. This is a normal tactic for any cult. Like, oh, here's this girl over here. Let's send him over. Or, ooh, this man over here. Let's go send her over. Get them drawn in, you know, show them a life of flowers and peace and love and spiritual guidance and blah, blah, blah. That's essentially what he was doing, promising them that they would receive the knowing. The knowing, by the way, it was more or less a fucking show. Same thing as Shakti. He would press on their eyes. Most of them didn't even fucking believe. They just stayed there for their friends. And he pretty much went on to pick those who he thought he deserved to have the knowing happen. And it turned into a fucking disaster for him after everything started coming out. He started telling people, oh no, you get the knowing, you get the knowing, you get the knowing. Like, pretty much fucking Oprah. You get the knowing, you get the knowing. You know, it was fucking insane. So, if a person is looking for spiritual guidance, boom, there's your spiritual guidance. You know, meditation, herbology, that sort of thing. And then, just the fact that a majority of the cults have sexual abuse going on and not being called out until it is too late is fucking disgusting. Like, they are so programmed to believe that it is normal. Like, it's their fault. Like, oh no, I have to do this or else they're gonna get mad and I'm never gonna see my family, I'm never gonna see my friends, I'm never gonna see blah, 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 blah. Y'all, it's disgusting. Grow up. Get a mind of your own. Easier said than done, I know. But this man used their want of a more spiritual way of life to make himself feel more important. Since his acting career didn't pan out, he used these men for his own He used these men for his own sexual gratification. He used the whole group as a fucking entourage to make himself seem important. He had one guy carrying a fold-up fucking lawn chair that was pretty much a throne. That's how devoted these people were. He made sure that he was the only thing the women paid attention to, that the men loved. So that's why no sex, no children, no pets, No, nothing. They weren't allowed anything that would remotely bring him out of the limelight for this group. So, later on in life, after all this went down, during this whole time, actually, they found out that Jamie was actually in some gay porn movies. This explained a few things to them. When everything was said and done, they expected their lives to go back to normal. Sadly, it didn't. They're a group in their 50s now, and they spent their prime lives attempting to achieve something that they thought was for the greater good. A higher purpose in life. A spiritual meaning. And yet, they're in their 50s, and, you know, the one thing I can take out of this that was good for them is the fact that, yeah, all this bad shit happened to them, but they're a group of 50-something-year-olds who are still acting like they're 20-something, and that is fucking amazing. Like, yeah, they lost their prime for this. But in all honesty, did they? Because they came out thinking differently than we do. They believe that what they did was worth it at this point. Was the pain, trials, and tribulations worth it? No. It was the life experiences they had. The friendships, the family mentality, you know. Sure, they lied to their family, they lied to their friends, they lied to everyone, but what they took from it is they lived a life. Most of us don't even live our lives. We just go day to day at our normal, boring fucking jobs, you know? Or we have a career that we really love, and we just go from it day in and day out without anything new. So, to me, that actually speaks volume. So, they do, however, know that Jamie has a new group of young, beautiful people following him. Some of them have been with him for decades, since the 80s, and refused to leave. Really? And it includes a new home with a high fence and a security system to ensure that no one goes in and bothers them. They hope that by speaking out, they can share their horror stories to these new group members. But sadly, it's all falling on deaf ears, guys. Like, the fuck. So, I personally, this guy kind of pisses me off. He really does, because, you know, he's well into his 70s by now. The only movie he was in, he had a short part in Rosemary's Baby, and he just turned and looked at the camera. And that was fucking it. He made it seem like he was important and had all the answers and spiritual guidance that was needed for these young people because they were just misunderstood and they needed a purpose. And it pisses me off that people will do that. Like, you take something that all these people have the hopes of, and you just, they're like fucking marionettes. And that's depressing. And that really does piss me off. So, this documentary, actually, Jared Leto helped with it. He actually thought it was a good idea to go ahead and show, hey, you know, LA actually kind of sucked. There was this side of it, you know. He wanted to make sure people know. So, pretty much what I want to take from this whole story is that, A, just because someone promises you something, don't give your whole life to it. Don't give your money to it. Try it out first. Like, be like, no, I'm not going to give you everything I own. I'm not paying you $80 a week. I'm not paying you $100 a week. I'm not paying you thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars just for you to sit there and brainwash me. Check out different religions. Check out different spiritual groups. Like, this man literally went to yoga studios and picked up his group there. Like, it is fucking crazy to think that somebody who was thought so highly of was actually that manipulative, and that's bullshit. I'm sorry. Let's see here. What else? All the members are living their own lives now. They're all still really, really good friends. Will Allen and his two sisters are still super duper close. And most of them are all married. Some have life partners, some, so on and so forth. I really suggest checking this documentary out. I really do, because I think it is a good glimpse into how nothing is as it appears to be. Excuse me. So, let's see here. So, I've been watching season 2 of Leah Remini's show, Scientology in the Aftermath. And holy shit, I am like hooked. Like, Brian is listening to it while I'm watching it, and he's giving in bits and pieces of his own, like, the fuck is this shit? What are they doing? I've also been listening to a few new podcasts. Right now, it is True Crime Historian. They take stories from historic newspapers and pretty much put the crimes in chronological order. Like, right now, I'm listening about John Dillinger, which is pretty fucking dope. Also, the channel Crime Vault, check it out. I've been watching the interviews on the Slenderman assault. Those girls took a spooky story way too fucking far. And follow me on Facebook, you guys. Comment, subscribe. Like the video. Hit that bell for the notifications. On Friday, I will be back with a very special guest. She is going to be totally different than what I've been doing just for this one. The way she was talking today kind of got me into thinking, maybe we should go on camera together. So, yeah, it's going to be great. Holidays are next week. So, on Sunday, I'll film both episodes, actually. Whew, back to back. Thanks, Christmas. And then I'll be back again the following week also. I'm also going to start a little blog page and start putting some info up on there. I'm actually looking into it. I've been researching it a little bit. What else? Comment below if what you want to see me research next. Like I said, I'm into anything missing persons, cold cases, shit, if you want me to research the mob, I am so fucking down. Like, I have decades worth of research already on the fucking mob. Bonnie and Clyde, anything. Seriously, guys. What else? Check out Crime Junkie, My Favorite Murder, and yeah, it's gonna be great, everybody, and I hope y'all have a really great holiday. I know I will. I made some potato cakes for Hanukkah already, because can't say no to potato cakes. And I'm even early on it, so go figure. So, Like I said, comment, like, subscribe. I love it. And I'll keep coming back. There's going to be a poll at the end of the video. I think what I'll do is... And I'll keep it a secret. What the fuck? Y'all stay great. And keep on checking your guys' police boards. There are a lot of missing persons cases out there. They should be on the news. They check out the boards at fucking Walmart. Like, there may be something you can do. So, until Friday. Mwah!